Sorry to ruin that. If your kid just said their first word, they haven't really said their first word. Hello all my exciting Keefs, my name is Patrick and welcome to Fun with First Names, where each week we look into the meaning, origin and some extra fun facts behind one specific first name. And this week we're looking into the first name of Maya, or is it Maya? Mia? Maya. Let's go with Maya. Though before we begin, of course, I need to talk about my new book, The Origin of Names, Words and Everything in Between, Volume 2. I announced this on last Friday's episode of Name Explained, and I'm so excited to finally be able to share it with you, and I'm going to be talking about it here. If you didn't hear or didn't watch that video, then you ought to know I've written a second book. Remember my first book, The Origin of Names, Words and Everything in Between, Volume 1, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's the second one to that, Volume 2. It's full of loads of extra etymologies, stuff I will never really cover here on the channel, all split into various subject areas, all in an easy to read and easy to understand format. It's really great stuff. If you read the first book, you'll love this second book. You'll know exactly what to expect from it. It's more or less more of the good, same stuff from there. I'm talking too much. You get the idea. New book, really exciting. There'll be links down below, but also if you go onto Amazon and search Word Origins book and click on the non-sponsored link for the book, you'll click it there. That'll help Amazon's search algorithm a hell of a lot more, and it will help other people discover the book. I think that's everything. Origin of Names, Words and Everything in Between, Volume 2, out 12th of October. Go pre-order your copy now. It will do me a world of favour. It will do you a load of favour just by looking at it. I think I've talked about it enough now. Go look at it. Go check it out. Thank you. And of course, I need to thank this week's patrons, and a huge thank you to Victor Kouassi for becoming a patron this week. Thank you so much. Apologies if I mispronounced your name there, Victor. Thank you everyone who's become a patron in the past. Just go become a patron as well. Link down below. Buy the book, become a patron. Just do whatever you need to do. Do whatever you want to do. Just do things. This job involves telling people to do a lot of things, but you don't have to do them all. That's really bad influencing on my behalf. Sorry about that. Let's continue. Let's look at today's name of Maya. And Maya is a name that appears in all sorts of different languages. And in all these different languages, it has more or less different meanings. Maya is quite possibly the single first name with the most different meanings, or at least I've studied here on Name Explained, at least in these Fun with First Name videos anyway. Why is this the case, however? Why does Maya, that name of any name, appear so much across different languages? Well, from my own hypothesizing, and this is my own theory, I must admit that, I must stress that, I would say, I think it's because the sound this name has and the simplicity of it. But simplicity isn't always a bad thing. This name isn't simple, it's really cool and complex, but the simplicity of Maya, that sort of simple sound and spelling and shape of the name, I think has helped it become popular across various languages. Especially with the first part of that name, the Ma sound. Ma appears in multiple languages, and Ma is also one of the first words or sounds, I would say, we say in children. We say as children, I would say. It's very important in child language acquisition. Gosh, you would think, at the rate I'm stuttering today, you'd think I haven't learned how to speak yet. Maybe that's true, but in child language acquisition, one of the first things we say is ma, 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 ma. And we as humans have deciphered that to mean mama, to mean mother. That's where the word mother comes from. But kids aren't really recognizing us. They're just saying those words and we're thinking, oh, they must be talking about me because I'm their mother, or da 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 because I'm their father. It's just what kids say. It's what they know how to say. They're not really saying those things. We've just decided they're saying those things. Sorry to ruin that. If your kid just said their first word, they haven't really said their first word. So speaking of mothers and mama, some of the meanings this name has does relate back to that. And as I said, this is a very simple and basic name, but that doesn't be a bad thing. There's a lot of good things about being simple. Maya is just a word, just a sound, even this rolls off the tongue naturally. Maya. Maya. So I can understand just how it entered so many different languages and got meanings infused onto them. Though I must stress that is just my own theory on why Maya appears so much throughout language. And when I say Maya appears through language a lot, I mean an awful lot. I found at least 10 different meanings for the name Maya across different languages and cultures. The most popular of these Maya definitions is the Sanskrit meaning of the name Maya, where it means illusion or magic. And there's also a popular Hebrew meaning of the name, where it means from God. In Old Persian, it means generous. And in Avestan, which is an Iranian language, it means gracious. In the Tupi language of Brazil, it means mother. See, I told you some of these meanings relate back to mother, that mama meaning. Mama, I said it all posh again. Mama, mother, mama, mammy, whatever you want to say. And speaking of mothers, Maya is also believed to have been the name of the mother of Buddha himself, and that's helped the name become popular in various Buddhist countries. And in Mexico, there's the native Maya people, and it's believed that these people and their name helped spread Maya onto becoming a first name too in Mexico. In Amharic, which is an Ethiopian language, and apology if I mispronounced that, it means lens that helps the see further, which is a very swanky meaning. I had to read it off the screen because it was so long I couldn't actually fully remember off the top of my head, but that's an interesting meaning. And in Basque, Maya is short for Amaya. And on top of all these Mayas, there's even more Mayas, and that's with names where Maya is a spelling variation of that initial name. Most prominently, we have Maya, spelled with an I instead of a Y, and this first initially seems to have come from Greek mythology with the Greek character of Maya. However, I also read that Maya in Greek means nurse and good mother too, and I guess this does somewhat relate to the Greek mythological character, because Maya in Greek mythology was the mother of Hermes, so probably relates to that, I imagine. The nurse part, I'm not too sure. I didn't check if Maya had anything to do with nursing. If you know Greek mythology more than me, let me know down below. Maya is spelled in this same way in the Mari language too, where it means bravery or courage. And Maya with an I/J is also a shortening of Maria in some Germanic and Scandi countries. I think Eastern Europe it said as well, but didn't have that in my notes, so don't double check me on that. So don't rely on me on that one because I might be full of lies. Maya is also a spelling variation of the Japanese name of Mayu, well, spelling variation, nickname version of it, I would say. And this Japanese name of Mayu means truth. And we have the Tamil name of Maya, which means indestructible. That's an awful lot of meanings behind these 4 little letters, or is it 3 little letters because it's the A twice? I'm not too sure. Let me know if you think this is 3 or 4 letters. I debated this and I thought about saying 4. I said 4, but it didn't sound quite right because there's 3. I don't know. Let me know how many letters in the name Maya. I shouldn't have to ask you guys this. That sounds like a really simple question, but here we are. One thing also worth noting is that on Nameberry, a popular baby naming website and one I tend to use quite a bit for all my babies I name clearly, no, just for looking at names, it said Maya means water in various languages. I couldn't find this origin anywhere else, just worth noting really. I mean, Nameberry are normally pretty good, but didn't see this water definition anywhere else, I'm afraid. And Maya is an incredibly popular name at the moment. In the USA, Maya is the 61st most popular female name recently, and it's at its most popular. The name Maya has never been more popular than it is right now. And here in the UK, it's even more popular. It's the 34th most popular girl's name right now. Maya is on the up and up. Famous Mayas include the likes of Maya Angelou. Now, I don't know too much about Maya Angelou, but I really ought to learn more because she seems like an incredible character. I heard the name before, hence why I'm mentioning it here, but she appears to be a poet, a writer, and just an all-round amazing civil rights activist. Go check her out. In fact, go check her. I'm going to point to myself this time around because I should go check her out. A Maya I'm much more familiar with, however, is Maya Rudolph. I adore Maya Rudolph. She's such a good actress, comedian. Does she do some writing on her own? I'm going to say she does some writing. She's just great. A really big fan of Maya Rudolph. Always excited when I see you in a film or a TV show. And another Maya I discovered through doing this video is Maya, just Maya I think this guy is. And Guy ought to say this name was clearly a male name. It is also currently a male name. I found a Japanese footballer called Maya as well, who's a dude. Interesting stuff there. And this Maya was described as Tutankhamun's right-hand man. And that's just a testament of how old and how universal this name of Maya is. Even in the 13th century BC, 14th century BC, I forget how centuries work sometimes, especially in BC, the name Maya existed in ancient Egypt. I just thought that was really interesting and wanted to share that with all you guys. But anyway, that's just about everything you guys need about the name Maya. But what are your thoughts on this name? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you know anyone with the name Maya? Are you called Maya yourself? Let me know down in the comments below. And of course, I just want to share some of the thoughts you guys had on last week's name of Zachary. Soy Saucer said, the real question is how do you shorten it? I go with Zach Z-A-C, but I also feel like Zach Z-A-C-H is over Zach Z-A-C-K, and I'm really not sure why. Zach has so many shortenings. Even when I was making that video, I used different ones. When I was emailing Amber about it, I think I used Z-A-C-H. When I was sort of making the file for myself, I think I used Z-A-C. Sometimes I use Z-A-C-K. It's a weird name with lots of shortenings. Also, yes, I did just flutter between saying Z and Z because I'm a big weirdo. I've watched too much American television, and when they say Z over Z, kind of bad of me. I should be using Z, but oh well, language is to be enjoyed, not discriminated against, one might say. Half-I said Martin Luther was German and he became popular in Germany because he translated the Bible into German, inventing High German by the way. Before that it was only in Latin, so the people were more able to read the Bible for themselves. Yes, Half-I, thank you very much for sharing that with us. As I mentioned in that video, Martin Luther is one of the most interesting figures in history, I'm really into Martin Luther, and I actually have a whole video about that instance. It's called The Man Who Invented German Language, I think. It's somewhere on the channel. If I might have linked up here, Amber might be putting the thumbnail somewhere here. That'd be really cool if you do that, Amber, by the way. Thank you very much. Go watch that video. It's a personal favourite of mine. Just go watch it. Like I said, Martin Luther's an absolute G. And Robin Stone said, sorry to bring this up, but it was 95 Theses that Martin Luther hammered into the Church of Wittenberg, not 93. Well, forgetting off the top of my head, 93 is not too bad. I didn't have the exact number of my notes. I was just winging it as I filmed this. Most of these videos are just me winging it, by the way. If you saw the notes for these videos, there's not an awful lot there. Most of it's just me winning it. Maybe I should share them on Patreon or something. But to get 95, to get 93, where it was actually 95, I'll deal with that. I mean, those last two, who needed them anyway? Comment down below on names you want to see covered in next week's episode of Fun with First Names, and I'll pick 3 of those to be voted on a poll exclusively for my patrons to vote on. So if you enjoy the channel, want to help support it, and have a say in what names get explained, then please do consider becoming a patron. As I talked about at the top of this video, $1 a month helps out in a huge, huge way, makes this possible. That's all I've got to say. No, that's not what I've got to say. The book. Go pre-order the book. I've been told to tell you all to go pre-order the book. It's really good fun, and just go. I'm not good at advertising this stuff. If you notice, I just enjoy writing. The whole advertising stuff, that's not my specialty, but it'll mean the world to me. Genuinely, it'll mean the world to me if you did consider pre-ordering the book, because it'll help me out in a big way. And I hope you'll enjoy it. If you enjoy these videos, then I'm sure you'll enjoy the book. Trust me, I'm much better on the written page than on screen. That much I can promise you. Anyway, that's more than enough for myself. Don't forget to go follow me on Instagram, where I'm NameExplainYT, and don't forget to go join the Facebook group of Friends of Name Explain. Okay guys, take care.